have that one guy watching our YouTube channel again.
This reminds me of my other cultivator game. So this is nice. I like this.
Johnny didn't get to play in our cultivation game.
He didn't. That was unfortunate. We
didn't get to play in our cultivation game either. John cut it short.
cut it short. It was some of the longest campaign stuff we'd done because you played it twice.
I think time-wise, it was relatively short.
No, I can assure you, it was like at least 6 months each time. Anyway,
I don't think so.
The camera is in here. We are continuing on. For camera, we are currently. This is the first recorded session of a campaign called Delve, which is a dungeoneering campaign set in a lit RPG universe, adapted from a light novel of the same name, or web novel.
And brother, if you're just joining now, you're gonna be real confused in a few weeks' time.
This is a good time to jump in, however, as we are going into the equivalent of a
side story,
a side quest, side story, a training arc set into a illusionary / fake realm where all of our characters are getting the chance to start from zero and level back up, where they will be able to take those skills into the main campaign whenever we're done. So, the Junior Combat Pavilion that Rin Ka enters into is going to have multiple elders, like I said. Most of them cover certain aspects of combat styling rather than specific weapons. So you can see the heavy weapon elder, the dexterous weapon elder. You can see the true balanced elder. Each one of them are focused on a specific direction rather than a singular weapon. This is with the one exception of a weirdo in the very back who looks like he's been sitting there for so long he's kind of covered in dust. You thought he was a statue for a minute until he sneezed.
Rose that mummified monk.
And there are no weapons within like 50 square meters of him, as if they're not even allowed. Is there a particular style of elder you would like to go to? Other than those, you can see there's people going through like hell training under the heavy elder where they're doing like military style drills of push-ups and carrying weights. Under the light elder, there's people doing agility trainings, like high intensity hopscotch where if you step wrong, you step into a bed of coals. And of course, basic weapons.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of a beverage. Well, I think I know what I plan to do with my 50 weeks. I'm gonna learn from all these motherfuckers and then move up to the senior combat and then learn from all the motherfuckers in there. Because even though they're not different weapons or different styles of combat, and I feel like those kinds of techniques will be cool when I go back out into the overworld and I can mix different techniques with different weapons. That'll be fun. So, what?
So you see that there is a hierarchy of the disciples here. And so like every now and then, some of them will come over and effectively fight for the top. And eventually you see some really burly looking people exiting out the back and heading to the senior combat pavilion. However, anybody who has reached that level, you can see has brought their base stats up through the basic cultivation to superhuman levels. There's not a single you can see a bunch of people who are going for the pure skill method here. But there's not a single person who has not refined themselves, effectively leveling up, who exits the back. I just wanted to make that clear and let you know. If you intend to go to the higher areas, you may need to do some cultivation as well.
Okay. So how do I
Just pick a person that you want to go to. If you tell me a combat style, you say, John, I want to go to the guy who looks like he's the most mischievous looking scoundrel, and I will let
Well,
you
no,
do
I'm just thinking I might want to go ahead and knock out the cultivation stuff, so that when I come in here, I don't have to be distracted. But I don't know exactly what that entails.
it might be a good idea to try to speak to some of these elders and find out if they have a specific style. Maybe the heavy weapons guy focuses on muscle and mass. The light weapons
So you're
guy,
saying some of the training that they're doing is the cultivation for those stats?
or that the training they're doing allows you to best use higher cultivation of those stats. Because there's other things that you can do with the superhuman level of dexterity and strength that a normal human can't. Like uh, a, a slight shift of your toes that you're so strong and it throws you a meter to the left. But it took you like 0 action economy because you just have enough expended stats to be able to function at a superhuman level like that, and you've trained for it.
Okay. I'm a bit right now. Just trying to figure out. Okay, I want to go to the senior combat pavilion at some point. So I need to do the cultivation that gets my stats superhuman level. But do these guys in here train or help you cultivate your stats or not?
They do not help you cultivate your stats in terms of just like
Growing them.
growing them. No.
Like I need to get, but I got to have the superhuman level stats to leave out the back.
Yes.
So I need to figure out how to get that.
That is straightforward spiritual energy development and cultivation, but you would need to decide if you're going to do full body refinement, focus on specific aspects, or what. And these guys could maybe help you make that decision if you go talk to them.
Yeah, I'll talk to them all. So why don't you let Johnny catch up, and then while he's deciding what to do, we can go through the conversations.
Sounds good. Johnny, you ready to go?
Can you provide me a list of the masters in the junior combat pavilion somewhere?
Sure.
It doesn't have to be names. You can just tell me like general what they're training in there. Just however many of them are, and you can put the question marks next to the Dusty Boy. I'm gonna go see him too. Don't worry.
Okay.
Or you can leave him
that.
blank. Whichever one you find more fun. Yeah, let Johnny catch up while he catches up and then thinks about what he wants to do. I'm be having my conversations with the combat pavilion folks.
Randy, you ready to go?
Randiva. Johnny said, "Fuck y'all." Either that or he stepped away.
It's very possible. He said, "Damn, I got the camera watching. I don't need to watch."
True.
He'll just look back through the camera recording.
Go ahead and pop out that list real quick while we're waiting on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm writing it down while we wait on him.
Plus, this will be good for the other boys to know too. But what I'm doing here kind of like it makes sense to you, right? Like what I'm trying to do.
You were trying to pick up all of these different styles so that you have them available to you and effectively be combat master. It makes sense. It's not going to be like if you want to go that route, you probably want to just pick the true balanced
Yeah.
elder.
I'm gonna talk to all of them at least.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know. So let's see.
I might still pick up a few tips and tricks from some of the other ones. Or who knows? I might go talk to the Dusty guy, and he just intrigues me.
3, 4, 5.
Bro, watching people cut soap with box cutters makes me so nervous. Have you seen those videos? Yes, dude, because they just like have their thumb on this bar of soap that they're cutting towards. Like every now and then they like kind of hit a slick spot in the soap or just a spot that was not quite as tough as the rest and it jumps. I'm like, you're about to slice your thumb off. You still talking up?
let's see.
You ever hit him with the squibbity whoop wop wop?
And I think that's all. These are all that you can see, but some more
You
ones
couldn't
might
put him
pop
in a
up later.
fucking. You couldn't put him in a fucking handout, bitch.
I could not.
Why not?
It was impossible.
I'm about to make one. I can't make a handout,
You can't make it.
brother. Make it a handout.
Here, I'll
Ain't
give,
nobody
I'll,
try. Ain't nobody trying to scroll all the fucking way back up here.
I'll give you a handout. You can put
And
whatever
then
information you want.
Jeremy needs to go talk to the ranged elder. He needs to get a goddamn bow at some point.
All right,
Where'd she
Johnny.
go?
I see you're back.
I am. I
Hey,
got some
Johnny's
food.
back.
Are you
You guys
ready to
miss
go?
me?
We did. We wanted
Yeah.
your attention.
I'm sorry. I was just getting stuff ready.
So, oh, for some reason I thought you were Randy. Booba.
Yeah.
It is a weird name. It's as weird as seeing somebody whose name was Bubba, IRL.
Right.
So you've jumped into this cultivation mountain. The
Yes.
Booba personality, which gives you the Asiatic understanding of culture to allow you to settle in here comfortably, is like a mask worn over your real persona. You can remove it at any time you're needed. It is there for your benefit, not the other way around. You have 48 effectively training opportunities that will happen over the course of your year here, one per week.
Okay.
But your first two are required, as every disciple of this sect that you are now a part of is required to do these.
Oh, we don't get 50 weeks? I thought we had 52. And we
It
only had to
is
do the first two.
12 times 4, because there are 4 weeks in a month.
John, there are 52 weeks in a year.
Different world, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay. Let me go take the last 2 weeks off of my journal then. But the silliest shit I done heard today.
Correct. So,
So what was I supposed to put in for week 2? Could I just put more cultivation of that thing with a question mark at the end?
So week 1 was cultivation of energy. Week 2 was develop internal energy sensing.
Develop internal thing sensitive.
So,
Okay.
Booba, your first required thing is that you must go to the Hall of the Spirit. This is the central centerpiece of the whole sect, and this is the foundational area for all of the cultivators on this mountain. As you walk in, you see dozens of other students sitting on little cushions, eyes closed and meditating, and an old looking man sitting on the centerpiece of the area. He's got some long ass earlobes and cloudy eyes that looks like he can barely see out of. He kind of crooks a shaking finger at you and points to the seat in front of him. You can see off to the side Rinka is doing the same thing. at this point in the time. She's sitting on a pillow and meditating.
I nod, and then I go sit down as well.
He's going to lead you through a technique for you to begin generating what he explains to you is spiritual energy, one of the 4 energy types of this universe. That's interesting to you, Booba, because as a mage, as far as you know, there's like the 8 magical energy types, and then there's stamina, mana, and maybe health would count as one. But as far as he's concerned, there are 4. It is a relatively simple technique. It just requires some very specific breathing exercises and focus over the course of a week. He has you fill a small place in your abdomen with this spiritual energy, and it is effectively 1 charge worth of spiritual energy. He then leads you through an immediate use for it as part of your week 2. Week 1 was learning how to generate it and generating one unit of it. Week 2 is going to be expending that. He tells you spiritual energy is a refining resource. It allows you to make any portion of your body that you can think of, body or mind, your personality, your skill set, anything that you can invest it into, it will make it better. And the smaller the target, the more better it will make it. But there's no safety net. If you choose the wrong thing, you can and will kill yourself as the rest of your body fails to keep up. He says that the required upgrade for all disciples is internal energy sensing for it to be refined first. And that is what he leads you through, expending the spiritual charge you developed in week 1 doing.
Okay. So new thing on the sheet.
Hey,
Second
Johnny,
question.
I'm gonna send you something real quick. I went ahead and in my journal made a weekly tracker,
Yeah.
and I've got week 1 and 2 filled out. I'm just gonna send it to you in Discord, and you can copy paste that into your journal, and it will make your life a little easier. Is that,
Oh,
is that
thank you.
okay?
Yeah, of course.
Alright.
I don't know if I missed this, John, but these new characters of ours only have access to what's on our character sheet currently, correct?
Yes. So every portion of development or skill or system upgrade or stat
Yeah.
upgrade that you've got in the previous section of the campaign is currently scrapped. You're in area pre-system, and all
Yeah.
of those characters' accomplishments were under the system.
We're in the past. Our characters are in the future.
Future.
We could say our soul or the cognizant connection is attached to these boys.
Like we
Well, no,
remember our
you-
future
Or-
selves, right?
Sorry, are we ourselves? Is that what I'm trying to say? Because we're wearing a persona mask, right?
Yes, you are yourselves under
We
the
just don't have
persona.
access to system. That's really all it is. And system is how we had all the perception, all the other skills. Like it wasn't like, yeah. The stats are the only thing that's new. Yeah.
So you
And
will
this-
see that you have a history dungeon character sheet as well for
Mhm.
Booba,
Yeah.
which has a new set of stuff, items, and things like that. After the finishing week 2, where he teaches you how to sense your internal energies, he points out to you which is which. He explains to you about ki, which, from his explanation, is the equivalent of stamina.
Mhm.
Explains to you about mental energy, which, from his explanations, is the equivalent of mana. Life force is the equivalent of health. And finally, spiritual energy is the equivalent of experience. These guys don't go out and fight blues or expend resources to generate XP. They sit in a corner and they meditate.
Right.
Those are the 4 energy types. From there, he says you can feel free to ask him questions, talk about stuff, or leave and go do other things. Or you can find a corner to sit in and meditate. And he doesn't care.
I suppose I will stand outside for a bit and give a good stretch. Um,
It feels nice. Your knees crack
Yeah.
a little bit as you're standing up. That took a while.
I think what Booba will do in the meantime is take a look around and take a walk of the mountain. I think that's what I should be doing first is getting to know my surroundings. These are all new, and I imagine there's other students around, just kind of
Oh,
walking as we
everybody
go.
always seems busy. They're always going from one
Mhm.
place to another. Even the people who are relaxing at a closer glance, they're meditating really hard. There is nobody here who's taking it easy. As you're exploring, just kind of wandering around, you see guards stationed at the edge of the clan area. There's no walls, so you don't have like a big wall to keep out enemies or beasts or anything.
Mhm.
There's just one cultivator posted up every 100 meters or so. And even from their backs, you can tell that they are the wall.
See. Well, I think I missed this, but do we have any, uh, let's say, short-term memory of what's like this place and why we're here, or is it just like all vague? Like, we have like a little background sheet of why we came here, or is it just like
You start
we're
digging
here?
into your mask, kind of thinking about it hard enough, and effectively
Yeah.
pulling from it and saying, "I require this information in order to um, more assuredly fit in here." And the
Play the
mask is
actor.
like, "You know what?
Yeah.
That sounds right to me, boss." um, you guys are part of an extended series of what's the best word to say this? Um, this is an expansive continent. You don't
Mhm.
know if this is a planet. You don't know if this is a world. Your character doesn't have that information. All you know is that land extends as far as you know in every direction. Um, and each of you are from villages. Those villages have a selection of tournaments and training regimes in order to make the best guy that they can.
Right.
You are the result of all of that practice and training, and you've spent the last 20 years of your life being refined into the perfect soldier, effectively. Anything you can think of, you worked on without any specialties or talents.
We didn't learn about Key before then.
There was no key. You weren't in a cultivator sect. This was a normal village.
Mm.
If you
That's
don't have
why you're.
education, how are you supposed to know about it in the first place?
Yeah, yeah.
suppose?
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It was a good question because that was something I want to make sure is made clear. Even like you were the strongest member of your village. You could beat up anyone. The village guards, your dad, the butcher who's like 7 foot tall and weighs 300 pounds. Any of them.
Yeah,
They
we
had
love beating up dads.
they had no hope of reaching you because you have been trained to be the best since you were a kid. You were a part of each of you were a part of a group of at least 10 in your individual villages, and you were the top of the class. And as a reward for that, you were allowed to be sent to the local sect or clan that is responsible for managing the territories that your villages are in. The only thing you know about these guys is that sometimes whenever you have your village had a major problem, like a beast out in the wilds who was killing all of your hunters, you could send a request for help. They would send out somebody in the orange robes, and the beast would no longer be a problem very
Right.
quickly.
Gotcha.
You guys have never known war, nor will you ever as long as this clan stands. The only thing they really need to protect you from is from natural disasters and beasts. However, now that you're here, you are effectively outer disciples at this point.
Yeah.
You do not have a personalized master, nor do you have a direct connection to the clan HQ. You guys are meant to fill out the ranks of the sect to replace anybody who has died or left. This happened. This is effectively the farmers harvesting a crop of disciples every 20 years or so. Whenever the village has provided another set of top tier individuals.
Okay. Now that I know a little bit more about myself and why I'm here, um, I'm more interested in the mask right now too. It's like because like we've activated this spirit. I got that, and then I kind of look at this life force techniques pavilion. Is there anyone inside? Are they doing
Tons of
lessons
people.
right now? Is there any classes in this life force techniques pavilion that maybe are open to the outer sect members?
You may enter into any one of these buildings. They are open to you. You've been told to use these to your advantage. Every single. You're in a training position right now. Funnily enough, your work, quote unquote, would start after your first year here to see how good your development was. Luckily,
Right.
you guys will be skipping that.
Okay.
You may enter into the Life Force Techniques Pavilion and immediately go discuss with the elder responsible for it, if you so choose.
I think that would be nice.
So you enter inside, and you see. I'm just going to move you on to the building. I would prefer that is how it works whenever somebody has set to a
Sounds good.
location.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and you start looking around, and you see a number of very interesting stuff. One of the life force techniques that you see people doing is that what looks like eating competitions. There are people who are just shoveling food into their mouth, closing their eyes, focusing really hard, and then their bloated stomachs disappear in real time, and then they repeat the process. There are people who there are sections of the building that are lightly screened off, and you can hear a vigorous
Can I get a
activity.
oh yeah?
Pretty much. There are sections where people are bleeding themselves. They have a specific set of they've got like a wristband with a razor in it, and you see them practicing very quickly, carving up or down their forearm or across some other places that could bleed, and then focusing in those bloody slashes, heal back, repeating the process. There's anything you can think of in terms of interacting with wounds and health is happening here.
Yes. Right.
As you meander your way through, you find that the elder in charge of this pavilion, for lack of a better word, looks like the owner of a whorehouse. Like an old
Nice.
school kimono off the shoulders, except in this case it's the orange sect uniform. Long smoking pipe, on the edge of too old, but with enough makeup on that you wouldn't be able to tell because she's got enough precision to make it look just right.
Yeah.
She's lounging back on a what are those long couches called? They're like
I know what you mean.
not a palanquin, because that's the carried ones. But you know what
Yes.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like leaning back and just kind of looks you up and down.
Why, hello there.
Hello, disciple.
I've come for some personalized training.
Personalized, huh?
Yeah, I thought
She
I'd put my my neck out there and see what I can get up to.
This elder introduces herself as Elder Sale 1. And she is going to kind of shrug a little bit and say, personalized training is a couple of steps ahead. You don't even know the basics yet. As she kind of takes a puff from her pipe. Life force techniques is a interesting pavilion because it is one of the couple that asks you to do more prerequisite effort before you can make full use of life force techniques. Techniques in general, as a rule, for energy techniques, utilize both internal and external energies. You will be familiar with that with most frequently with magic.
Yes.
You use internal mana to match it with the external mana in some way and cause some magical effect, a fireball, so say
Yeah.
you. All internal energies are represented externally as well, and all energy sources may be used to cause unique effects. Ki is the energy of body motion, mental energy is the energy of imagination, spiritual energy is the energy of refinement that all else is based off of, and life force techniques are the energy of life, as you may say. A life force technique user could become immortal by simply collecting the life force they need whenever their intended time to go is it comes up, and they collect it from somebody who doesn't need it as much, and they just keep on keeping on. Or they could do the opposite, punching forward, burning off years of their lives, and hitting someone with the equivalent of years worth of effort.
Hmm.
In order for you to utilize these, you must refine yourself further. You need external energy sensing. One
Ah,
more
yes.
week cultivation, one more week refinement. You've got the internal, you need the external before you can use any of the technique pavilions.
Did you not tell
Arcane,
Johnny that he had to spend 2 weeks there?
uh, this was when it was going to come up. She was leading up to it. She wanted to give him the prerequisite explanation of what life force is before she got to that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
she
nice,
says
my
that
friend.
there are things that she can teach you that is just about using your internal energy if you don't care to expend the time needed to learn external energy development. It is slower, uh, but and the internal only is limited in many ways. But she has stuff she can teach you if you don't care to learn external energy sensing.
No, I
She's
think
offering.
no, that's great. No, let's I know I'll get there eventually, and my ambition for this place is to get there eventually. So, um, I just learned from the Hall of the Spirit, so I've got the internal. Let's focus on external, and he'll go do that.
Yeah, she points to places you can meditate, or you can go back to the Hall of the Spirit, go sit anywhere. Now that you get the techniques, it doesn't really matter where you're doing it.
Well, hmm, we'll walk around, then go over by the pond.
You see a number of other disciples also enjoy how calming this palm here is. It's actually a common thing for people to take some food out of the food pavilion and come snack on it around this area. But you find a quiet place with some other people meditating and cultivating, and you settle
Is
in for a week of cultivation.
is anyone on the middle there?
It's a little bit further away than it looks. Uh, it would be a struggle to get there, and it's probably already taken. You can't see
Okay.
anybody from here, but you can intuit that somebody's probably on such a nice spot already.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's what I will spend the week doing then. This week 3.
So you spend a week cultivating spiritual energy and gain 1 charge. And then you immediately spend your 4th week refining external energy sensing. So, with these 2, you can see that the Life Force Elder was correct. The bars of energy you see within you are matched outside of you. As within, so without, as above, so below. Even Life Force, the equivalent of health. The
Yeah.
air in front of you ambiently has health for some reason.
So you're saying we can split the air molecules and cause a nuclear explosion?
It's possible that that's one of the techniques that the Life Force Pavilion will teach you some variation of, or killing the air in front of you at least, whatever that might do.
How far am I behind, I guess is the question. Are you just
You actually just caught up with Rin Ka. She's
Yeah.
deciding what she wants to do for her 5th week, although it's going to be
My
something in
5th?
the... Yes.
I've only spent 2 weeks.
Oh, you didn't do external energy sensing? Excuse me. So you are
I did the bare minimum. Hold on, I can tell you exactly what I did. Week 1, cultivate that thing. Week 2, develop the internal thing sensing.
Yep.
Now I may still go do external. I gotta go talk to my new boss real quick.
Then we are going to pause you here, Booba, and let Rin go speak to some of the combat elders.
Yeah.
All right, Rin, you've seen them. There's about 6 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you count the energy manipulation techniques in combat.
There's 7 of them.
Let's start with the dusty fart.
So you walk all the way back to the corner of the area. He has no disciples surrounding him, no weapons. He's just sitting alone by himself. And he slowly peels open his eyes as you approach. You can watch them open up in real time. There's a creaking noise that almost reverberates through your mind. And then
Like Velcro.
yeah. And then he slowly smiles. And it's a gruesome looking smile. Big smiles are not a thing in your society. Your mask tells you that. Not really. It's considered vulgar to do so. But this one stretches wide. It shows every tooth this man has.
I didn't figure he'd have any left.
Oh, he's got a few. He's sturdy.
Hello, good sir.
He introduces himself as Elder Jin. No 2 name, just 1 syllable.
Let me adjust my dusty fucking fart. More like Elder Jin. Am I right, guys?
He explains to you very slowly that he is the elder responsible for unarmed combat. He has exacting standards, and he informs you that you will never need another weapon ever again if his trainings. In fact, he tells you that if you can last 3 months with him, he'll take you as a personal disciple.
Oh, wait. Rewind. No one lasts with this feller.
As far as you can see, nobody is training under him or in his area at all. And you can see people doing stuff that looks hellishly hard in the rest of the combat pavilion. Whatever it is that he has people do, this guy has a reputation with nobody training under him in unarmed combat, which is usually one of the fundamental things that people train in. Like, unarmed combat is
So-
really, really essential.
What's the correct phraseology here for asking him how he develops the body in his training, or how I should be developed to do his training?
He tells you it's really quite simple. He's going to teach you a new cultivation technique.
Okay.
It is a cultivation technique where he hits you so hard that your body instinctively takes in a breath of air, like you gasp since he hits you, and he's going to do it in such a way that he balances out your breathing technique so that you are forcefully sucking down spiritual energy. Then he's going to hit you in certain ways that is going to encourage you to refine it in a survival mechanism, because if you don't, you die. He's
Let's
going to
do it.
this until you
Well,
tell him that.
Let me
He's
go.
going
Let
to-
me go. At least talk to the other guys first. But I like your style, old man.
His eyes slowly creak closed, and he goes back to being entirely still.
All right. I like old man style. He's just gonna beat it into you.
He's gonna beat the fuck out of you.
I'm kind of here for it. All right. Let me go talk to. Well, let's just roll down the list after Dusty Fart. We'll talk to the heavy weapons individual next.
So this guy looks you up and down, sneers. He's like 7 foot tall, no, actually, he's not 7 foot tall. This guy's a 2x2. He's like 12 feet tall, nearly 15.
You're a big boy.
And he is massive. He's got to weigh half a ton at least.
Damn. Hey, can you go turn on the air?
So, what do you want?
I'm interested, possibly, in studying under you, and I just need to know what sort of things should I be cultivating in my body before I start, if I were to train with you.
First of all, we don't need no pansy ass friggin' twinkle toes here. So,
Check.
you go.
Got that one. That one is done. Correct.
Next.
Yes. Next.
We don't need no what's it called?
Education.
Yeah, that's the word. No education.
Just bonk.
There's no calculations that go on here that require us to think real hard about absolutely anything.
Right. I can get behind that.
Next, our style here is not technique heavy.
Okay.
So you don't need to worry about your ability to express your intentions to the universe.
Right. My intention is to do damage.
Correct. It's
Okay.
real simple, real straightforward.
I like it.
So if you want to focus on my strategies, you make yourself strong, you make yourself tough, you make yourself stubborn.
Sure.
Those are the only 3 things you need from me.
Strong,
You
tough,
say-
and stubborn. So that's like strength, toughness, willpower.
He says, "Oh, but now what about hitting the enemy? What about my hand-to-hand dexterity?" Worthless. Crap. You know how you ensure you hit your enemy?
You
He's
carry a
going-
big enough stick.
He's going to pull out a hammer that is bigger than he is. Every time
I guessed it.
it's AoE. It's like 5 AoE.
It's an AoE hammer.
And he says
I
when
like
he
your
uses
style.
it, it's enchanted to be bigger.
I like your style, feller.
That's all we do here. We lift heavy, we smack hard, we eat well. If you want to train under me, that's all you got to cultivate. Now, don't get fancy with it and say, oh, but I'm only going to cultivate my muscles. You're going to tear your bones apart if you do that. Don't get
Alright.
fancy with it. We're not fancy.
Just strengthen the body,
Correct.
toughen the body, make the body resistant to change.
Got it.
All right.
If you want,
Well, I'm gonna go talk to some other fellers. I might be back.
he gives you a shrug, and then he goes back to yelling at people who are doing push-ups, and they're doing push-up stacks. So they've got like 4 or 5 people doing push-ups with the strongest one at the bottom.
Nice. All right. Let's go talk to the light weapons.
The light weapons is going to be a woman who uses a spear. Not a rapier, as you may have expected. There are a couple of people using similar pokey sword-like weapons in the training area in this section, but this woman at least focuses on the spear. She's going to welcome you and say, "What can I do for you?"
I'm just interested in what kind of thing you teach and what the attributes of my body I would need to be cultivating to go far in your school, your discipline.
Well, we here in the light weapons section of the combat pavilion, it was kind of a joke made as a contrast to Elder Heavy over there, and he gives an angry grumble from across the room. It's not necessarily about our weapons being light, but being deft with them. You can wield heavy weapons here as long as you know how to use them. We are in my opinion, we're the skill section of the pavilion. You can be fast, of course, and you can be agile, but it's if you can end a threat by, and she reaches up and lightly, she flicks her spear around, so it's just the butt of it, and she reaches up and pokes you right under the chin. If I can do that for just a percentage of the amount of effort, it still kills you, why wouldn't I? We're about efficiency here. Long-term fighting. And skill. So, you need to be tough, because everybody needs to be tough. You need skill with weaponry. You need to be agile, so that you can get out of the way of brutes.
Big bonky.
And you need to be able to see what's going on. As she kind of points to her eyes. Moving at high speeds and high level combat, there will become a time when it is required for you to be able to understand micro expressions, tiny changes in musculature, even if they're happening at supersonic speed. That is required for you to develop your senses to the point where you can keep up with combat of that level. Otherwise, someone is going to be simply untouchable. Those are things we focus on. I would highly suggest you train in almost everything you can get your hands on. You still need to be strong. You still need to be mentally tough. Being smart enough to know what's going on the battlefield is everything that you can find is going to be a usage to you. But toughness, agility, and senses, as well as straight skill, are what we focus on here. In terms of specifics, I would highly suggest you focus on at least a single iteration of refinement for your wrist. Specifically, for a weapon user, the wrist is such a massive component of your fighting style that that if refined, you will see you'll be a tiger given wings, especially since it's targeted to such a very specific section of your body, and it's not a particularly dangerous one for you either. There's not a lot of high intensity muscle there for you to accidentally break. It's just going to make you more flexible, faster, sturdier.
Mm.
The exact things we want. One potential method long term for us that we have occasionally had some people go is the devotion and development of a refinement to every major joint in the body. So you do both wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your hips, a few specific places on your spine, your knees, and your ankles. It takes a long time, months and months and months of effort, but you will be incomparable to who you were before you started.
I really got months and months and months, John.
She's explaining this to you as an option because it's what some people can do. She points to an example of one of the people here, somebody who's, as far as you can tell, really close to just straight up testing out of the junior combat pavilion and into the senior combat position. Seeing him fight is like watching watching Looney Tunes. They move so fluidly. It's almost like they're a liquid. Somebody slices at them, and they have Spider-Man back ducked under the weapon and stood up in a motion that all happened in like a fraction of a second. It was just like swaying backwards at the hip and then standing back up and punching that guy in the face. He has no injuries on him from hours of training. His uniform isn't even scuffed. Evan?
Let's talk to the True Balance. This will be the last one I talk to. I'm not interested in range or trick master.
Sounds good. So the True Balanced is boring. He's super boring looking. He is set up in a set of armor. He's got a helmet on, a cuirass. This is the first person you've seen bother to wear armor within this sect at all. He's got like a waist skirt of armor on as well. He's got a shield by his strapped to his arm, and he pairs it with a short sword. He walks up, and you walk up. He kind of looks you over. You don't need my name.
Okay.
Straightforward. You refine everything equally. Every stat. You say, oh no, but I don't need intelligence. I'm not making anything. I don't need to be smart. I don't care. You train it all. If you can't find a use for it, it's because you're bad. If I can't train you to use what you need to do, then that is a slight on me. And I will not accept that. We fight
Okay.
in the most effective way possible. We win. There's nothing fancy. Straightforward grit. For me, if you don't care about a specific combat style, if you don't care about feeling goofy, if you don't care about looking to become a specialist, this is what 60% of the people who come to the Junior Combat Pavilion graduate from. It's True Balanced. And
Mm.
while 60% of the people who graduate from the Junior Combat Pavilion are True Balanced, 80% of the people who stay in the Senior Combat Pavilion are True Balanced.
What do you mean who stay? Who never graduate?
Who don't get kicked out for being too weak, for losing too much. We have no weaknesses to take advantage of, but we have no strengths to allow us to step above our station. There's only the grind.
I gotcha. Alright.
Rin,
Well,
you notice that this guy is closest to what your IRL, or not IRL, your real class is. She's a short shield, every weapon master. He has a set of solid armor. He blocks and he stabs really well.
This guy's gonna have stuff I could take out of here.
If you want to stay your current class, you could sit under this guy, train balanced, and he would almost certainly have something that your normal class could use. But it's not going to be particularly exciting the whole way. He's got a bland personality, very straightforward, no nonsense. He's not going to do anything fun with you.
That's okay. All right. Give me a moment to think while Johnny does some stuff.
Johnny!
Oh no, we did it again.
Stupid Johnny. Not being here when it's time for you to be being here.
You see my body moving over here to the hollow of the body? I just muted. That's all.
Alright. So you step inside. It's a gym.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is. That's all the Hall of the Body is a gym. It's a super gym, but they tell you that you can spend your time here working to grow your ki pool.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's possible that you could get to superhuman tiers of stats here as well through sheer effort. So get the equivalent of an unnatural or something like that. But it would take like a quarter of your total time working on it.
And my key pool is related to the cultivating I've been doing with the Hall of the Spirit too, right? So it's like it's my internal energy pool.
Your ki pool is specifically one energy type, the equivalent of stamina. You have a ki pool, you have a mental energy pool, you have a life force pool, which is equal to your health bar, and you have a spiritual energy pool, which is currently empty. You just
Gotcha. I needed to cultivate in order to fill it again. I gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
That's why the Hall of the Spirit teaches you spiritual energy cultivation. The Hall of the Body teaches you ki cultivation to get you more than you have. Regeneration techniques as well. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I got my internal and external. So if I wanted to do life force technique pavilion, I could start doing that now, right?
You could.
Okay. But first, I'm going to go over to the library.
So, this is the tiered library. Each tier is a certain level of restriction.
Gotcha.
By default, you only have access to the bottom tier, which is generally available common knowledge.
Okay.
Air quotes common knowledge. For you, it's still an entire world's worth of documentation that you can read. The library is going to be a research center. You can say, I spend a week researching X thing, and I will give you all of the information that your tier of the library has available on that thing that you've chosen to research.
So, this is where I plan to take this. I'm going to spend my week researching the Madam of the Life Force Techniques Pavilion because she's old, and I bet there's history in this lower tier about this said individual. So that's what I'm going to spend my next week doing. But I'm pretty sure I'm still ahead by like 2 weeks. This way?
Yes, because Rin has just been gathering information, not spending time yet.
Yeah.
Notably, you could almost certainly gather similar information by simply going and talking to the madam, because talking is a free action.
Gotcha.
I will still let you do this. I'm just letting you know these
These
weeks
weeks are
are
precious.
hard to get back.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking like maybe I could get like a secret of some kind in the lower that's not accessible and then kind of use that as a leverage for there. My other option besides what I just said there was spending a week researching how to become a intersect member.
You don't have to research it. You go up and ask the librarian, hey, can I find any information on how to become an intersect member? And he tells you it's the mission hall.
Gotcha.
You complete 10 missions, become an intersect member. However, he tells you don't really need to worry about that right now because you're in your training year, where you have free access to all of the resources to build a firm foundation. As far as he can tell you, about the only advantage it could give you is potentially convincing one of the main clan elders, like the people who are not responsible for a building but are actually running the show, to take you on as a personal disciple.
Gotcha.
He doesn't know if
Okay.
this is a good idea for you. They don't
Yeah.
really often like to take personal disciples. What you get out of it is likely to be weird.
Mhm.
So that means the guy who is offering to be personal disciple for unarmed combat probably going to get something weird out of that.
Oh yeah.
See, that just seems like so much fun.
Personal
Welcome to the food
discipleship
pavilion.
is a guarantee that you are going to get some sort of unique class at the end. If
I
you
don't want a class though. So like I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste my time because I like the way master class. So I don't want to just get rid of that.
Could be synergistic in a sense too. Like,
But if you
or-
take a class when we leave here, it replaces your other class.
Correct. You can either take a new class or you can develop techniques and knowledge and stuff that you can use with your current one.
I mean, unarmed techniques will still work with my weapon master class because it's technically a combat school in the system. So
It is.
I'm just trying to decide. It's like I'm definitely not gonna have time for two.
No, these are pretty locked in. You could like try to learn all of them and take the whole year doing that, but you'd likely be mediocre at every one of them. They have too distinctive a style.
Maybe we'll get a chance to come back here in the future.
So, Booba, the food pavilion. You are quietly going here once or twice every day to eat before going back to your activities. So you have been here before. This is the cafeteria of the sect. You come in and you can pick up what seems to be really solid, but not super flavorful food. The Booba mask is overwhelmed by how delicious it is. Bubba underneath can remember modern foods and is disappointed at the flavor. It's filling and bracing though, and it's free, and that's very nice that it's free.
I was more curious, honestly, about the difference, but it's been like 5 weeks now, so I've been eating here many times before. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
There is an option in the back for anybody who is interested to learn the techniques of the food pavilion. If you want to become a chef.
Well, the reason I thought about this one is because of the Life Force one about them eating food and then kind of, I don't know, getting full and then using that Life Force probably from what they're consuming and then moving other places.
That's absolutely a technique that you at least saw people working on. You could go maybe ask one of the elders about it of either side of the pavilion. It's
Yeah.
almost certain that both of them know how they work.
So what's like on the mission hall, by the way? Like, is there anything we could do, or do you think we need to be higher level first before we could even think about those?
The only thing available to you as a outer disciple in his second month with no combat skill ranking, so in the combat pavilion, is a gathering mission. You can
Gotcha.
spend a week to go out and gather herbs, and you will be you will get a few sect tokens, which you can use at either the Hall of Iron or the Pill Pavilion to arrange for some special bits for you. This is effectively the money generation option to spend for the craft section.
Gotcha. Also, the Hunter's Lounge up there. That might be fun for Evan. I'll go into the Life Force Techniques Pavilion.
Elder Sayo 1 welcomes you back.
Elder, I've come after learning, well, the requirements.
Good. So, mental energy is imagination. Ki is about the motion of the body. Life force is about the body's processes. Biology. Reinforcing it. Metabolizing things as fast as possible. And convincing the universe that you can pull off some very, very silly things. Would you like me to give you a series of basic options to choose from? Or do you have a direction that you want to go, and I can tell you the step-by-step to how to get there?
So the idea I have here is I like using my hands and I like massages, for example. I think I was in the library and somebody was talking about acupuncture different things of that nature. Is that something that you guys do here, or?
Acupuncture is a healing hall technique.
Ah,
It's one
that's
of the
probably why I
healers.
heard it by the library. Yeah. Okay.
We do have some, let's call it adjacent things,
Hmm.
but we are dabblers compared to the healing hall specialist.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh, what's something you can show me then? Like, what's something that I could get closer to you with?
She's going to think of this over for a moment, and then she is going to reach out a hand and gently brush the tip of her fingernail on the underside of your jaw. You feel an excruciating pain go through your body as your skin dries up. Uh, she holds a mirror in front of you. Your knees buckle under you. You look
Mm.
like you've aged 80 years. Your hair is stark white, covered in wrinkles. You can barely see out of your eyes. Everything is in agony. And then she's going to blow a smoke ring at you, and it floats over you, and you are returned to the fullness of youth. Strong, vibrant. You feel like you could run 100 miles.
Well, that was a rebirth reversal.
That was a life force technique, such as our
Hmm.
pavilion.
That was definitely personal. Bow and say thank you for the lesson, master.
She kind of just waves her hand magnanimously.
Okay. Um, so Ba will kind of go up and start to like watch the other people as they're doing them and kind of in this kind of state of just experiencing this technique.
It was quite traumatizing.
Yeah. But it's interesting though, is that it almost feels like like you said, I'm full of energy again. Um, in this new state of myself, I think I should work on uh, creating some more spirit within myself and see the new interaction with that over this week as I cultivate on it.
All right, you cultivate one unit of spiritual energy with meditation.
Yeah.
That puts you at, I think, week 5 done and on to week 6.
Sounds about right.
I don't want to sounds about right. I want, yes, John, that's exactly what happened. I just marked it off on my weekly tracker.
Yeah, John. Week 5, I cultivated.
Cool. What next? Quick, fast. In a hurry.
So I'm gonna go back to the life force again. Like just continue because what we heard from the Hall of Spirit was we can refine parts of ourselves if we wanted to with this energy of what we have.
That's right.
Um So what I'd like to do now is um, put this into something small. Um, in this case, my blood. I like to, but a part of myself, I feel like, should definitely be. I should be picking like a body part, something small, or um, but I kind of want to do it while I'm working on one of these life force techniques. Um, better I have I mean I have internal sensing, right? But like what I choose to do, like I want to do one of these life force techniques first to get the sense of what I'm doing. And I suppose take it from something as well, from the external sensing, because you have to do both for life force techniques. Um
Then you got to pick one, or
yeah.
beg the elder to teach you a random one if you don't have any ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on some like maybe blood ones. I kind of want to do like a blood based technique. Um,
Do you want the blood-based technique to do? Because you can see in the section where they are playing around with blood, um, some of them are using it as a direct weapon of attack. Like I carve open my palm and then I shoot out a spike of blood at you. Some are
mhm.
using them as enhancers, where I slash open the knuckles on my fist, and as blood trails down, I punch into a wall really hard. Some are using them as a healing technique, where they use their blood as a medium to practice healing other people's injuries. Some are using it as dummies, where they drop down several drops of blood and they flow up and into little mini soldiers that start running around and doing techniques for them. Uh, there are dozens and dozens of ways that the Life Force Techniques Pavilion uses blood.
Yeah, what I'm trying to think of here is just a combo with my current magic generalist, which uses blood magic pretty much. Um, and
The Magic Generalist, based off
yeah,
of what you can anticipate, is a combined mental energy life force technique in which you use your mana
mhm.
and health at the same time. It's actually a relatively super simple technique. It's literally just life force conversion into mental energy. That's the only thing blood magic does. It's got a few tricks to be able to do it to empower things just a little bit,
Yeah,
but that's your blood magic skill. It's a super basic thing compared to what you can see going on in this pavilion.
yeah, basic.
In fact, if you say, "Hey, Elder, do we have a technique for resource conversion between the energy types?" And she just says, "Yeah, I can teach in a week."
Yeah, let's do that.
Um, it's very straightforward. The way the logic works,
Mhm.
um, from life force to mana is the generation of effectively, like it is, mental energy, the
Yeah,
mind. So you burn off some of the blood that is a very, very small amount that is related to your brain, and you convert that damage taken into a higher performance. You're effectively overclocking your head for a couple of minutes so that it generates energy faster.
Right.
She teaches you to it. It's very straightforward. And now you have blood magic as Booba. It's not seamlessly integrated into your skills, but it might never will be, because that's one of the benefits of system integration. It's all seamless integration with everything else. You can use anything with anything else, pretty much.
Okay.
But you can now convert health into mental energy with ease. The conversion ratio is going to be 10-1 still, which
Gotcha.
means that for 1 of your HP, you can fill up your entire reservoir of mental energy that you currently have. Because you have a fraction of the mental energy of a modern cultivator,
Yeah.
but like more than double what a normal modern in health.
And what are we like? Would these mental energies be like, hey, I'm going to talk to somebody? Should we be subtracting some of these things when I'm doing them? Or
Technically speaking, talking to someone and having like a long and thorough conversation with them would take like 1 mental energy, but you
Yeah.
recover it over the course of the day, so it's not meaningful.
okay, I just wanted to make sure I was on the right track for like what I wanted, like what I can do in this next year, kind of thing. See if I. Yeah.
And with
Anyway,
that-
okay, that's week 6.
Back over to Evan.
Hey, that's
Ri-
me.
Rin Ka, have you made any decisions about what you want to do?
Let's let fate decide, shall we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll a D100. Lower than 50, I'm going to the unarmed combat guy. Higher than 50, I'm going to the generalist guy. I guess I'm going to the generalist guy.
I thought for sure you'd say, all right, now that I have seen where the dice fall, I feel bad about it, and I'm going to pick the one I wanted anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do anyways. I'm gonna go to the old guy. We'll give it a best 2 out of 3. Oh! Oh man, it really wants me to go there.
It does. It does.
Maybe I'm meant to. I typically follow the heart of the dice.
That 100 is pretty crazy.
They don't normally betray me.
You made your decision. You got this. I believe in you.
Uh, uh, it feels wrong to betray the dice. I'll go to the generalist guy.
He says, welcome back. Combat with me, or training with me, is very, very simple. Straightforward, to the point. You're going to do 2 weeks of basic combat training, 2 weeks of full body refinement. Repeat until you're good enough. How will we know you're good enough? I'll tell you when you're good enough.
How will you know when I'm good enough?
I can point at him, points to one of his senior students in the junior pavilion, tell him to beat you up, and you say no. He listens.
So when that guy just decides not to try and beat me up?
Yeah, you could call it that. It's an argument of sorts.
But like, what if he tries and I beat him anyways?
He just gives you a look. He's implying that he's going to tell that guy to beat the shit out of you, going to have to beat the shit out of him instead, and that's how he'll know you're good enough.
I see.
He
It's
has some-
time then.
Yep. So, training with him. He has a strict progression path.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to message it to you directly, and you can follow this for as long as you want.
What if I tell you I'm going to do all 50 weeks right now?
You can go through it.
You don't have 50 weeks, do you?
48, Johnny.
-2.
No, it's 50 minus 2. It's 48. I
Oh.
did the two. I did the 2 bare minimum weeks already.
Sorry, I thought it was just 48 total.
No. It's 50 total.
Gotcha.
When I was a young warthog.
I was a young warthog.
Me when I'm waiting on John to message me.
I'm giving you everything that you can potentially get from this guy, so it's taken me just a minute.
You're fine. I was simply stating that I am me, waiting for you. We never simply stated such, John. That's freaking crazy, dude. Me when I'm cutting buckwheat. Did you finish that assignment, babe? Good job. Your 3 that you have due Sunday? Daggum, girl. Daggum, girl. Brianna is in her master's program, John.
Nice.
Have any of mine yet? Huh? I'm gonna eat mine still. No. Uh-uh. Huh? I didn't know the light needed to be changed, baby. Huh? Okay. You go change a light real quick while you're typing, John. You'll just change it. He's a jolly good feller. He's damn. John's still typing. Oh, he just finished. All right.
This is the balanced combat trainer.
All cultivation is done in tree balance, but full body on that grass. I take time putting your total after thought about that. 110 is members. And I do about one. What's it? So I technically have time if I didn't want to go to the senior combat pavilion. I might have time to do the unarmed guy as well.
Very possible. But who knows what goes on in the senior combat pavilion?
I guess I'm about to find out because I'm about to skip 5 months into the future. That's what,
Yep.
20 weeks?
Yes, that's 20 weeks.
I'll lock it in, John.
Okay. These are your new resource pools.
What are?
About to write them out for you.
You just sit there and watch you do it? Huh?
You can update those on your token.
Um. Okay. Now let me go into my character sheet. In 15 minutos. Gay. So that takes from week after week 2, so it'll take to week 22 to finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can I put like week 3 to week 22 training with what's his name? Or do I
Yep.
have to list it out week by week?
It's fine. I know what the training did. You know what the training did. It was 2 weeks training and then 2 weeks cultivation.
Week
Balanced out.
3 to 22. Training with what's this guy's name, or what's the style character called? I can't remember.
True balanced. And he never told you his name.
Do I get to know now?
No. He says he'll tell you if you beat him in a fight.
All right. And then I'm going to add in my true balance skills. True balance.
None of them are particularly flashy. You're not going to be cracking any mountains with any of these, but these will let you win fights. Or so he claims. And you do a lot of fighting. Like a lot. It's a little bland though, because it's the most of what decides who wins a fight is who's been training under him longer. Whenever you do interdisciplinary spars, like you go out and train fight with one of the heavy weapons guys or one of the light weapons or something like that, or even one of the tricky guys, it's a really dynamic combat where you have to use all of your skills. You have to really be flexible with trying to work towards a solution. But when training with one of your senior disciples under True Balanced Guy, the senior disciple wins and you lose. You don't even roll. And then when you train with the junior disciple under him, you win against the junior disciple and they lose.
Why didn't you type enemies? Enemies who fail a willpower check gain minus 20 instead.
Enemies. Anemones. That's how that's pronounced, actually.
I don't think so.
You find yourself told to get the hell out of here when you are the most senior disciple. You never actually beat that guy who you said you gotta beat him so that you can leave. He just graduated first.
Okay, and all my stats are 110.
That is correct.
I believe it's Johnny's turn.
Yeah, you sped on ahead, which is good. I got some
Learned how to
mind
fight.
juice power. Now I'm gonna go to the Hall of the Mind.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is a weird place. There are a bunch of people doing drugs.
Really?
There's
I haven't
people
done
doing
drugs in a long time.
in one area. There's people doing chess quizzes. There's people doing the equivalent of Rubik's cubes. There's people doing staring up at stars in miniature observatories. There's people playing a concentration challenge games where one of you sits at one side of the table and another sits at another side of the table. Whoever concentrates harder will move a ball back and forth. So the one who concentrates more pushes it across until it dings a bell and they.
Gotcha.
Who be concentrating?
The elder in charge of this pavilion is a long-haired, tall, spindly man. His
hippie.
hair is whited out, and it's carried in a severe ponytail behind him. He has blue eyes, which is extremely rare since you're living in Asia land at the moment.
Right, right.
But he
That's
is-
racist.
He stands tall, staring over everyone here. And the second you walk into the hall, his eyes latch onto you.
Gives a wave. Seems like a laid back kind of guy.
Uh-huh.
Hello there. I heard there was some partying going on over here as I look to the drugs.
Not partying. They are cracking open the boundaries of consciousness and exploring different interpretations of reality. The skills
that's
that
a
they pick
party.
up there, when brought back in, will be of use to them.
I see. I just learned some blood magic, and I was thinking, maybe it's time to expand the minds, get the blood flowing through my body into my brain.
Question 1. What are you going to use the mental energy for? If you can't answer this, thoroughly, to my satisfaction, leave.
What am I going to use the mental energy for?
That's what you're here to do. We generate more mental energy here. We are a resource generation hall. If you say, I'm here to make my brain go big, and have no plans beyond that, the hell out of my hall.
Hey,
Understanding is why I'm here, and that's what I want to put my mental energy to. I want to
Understanding what?
understand the things I touch, the things I see, the things I perceive. Opening my mind's eye. That's what I want to put my energy towards.
Not good enough. Try again.
Hmm. Well, I have these sensings of, the spirit inside me. And I kind of want to understand what that spirit is. So I want to put this energy into this mental energy of mine into massaging it, I suppose, expanding it within my body to reach my spirit through my mind and stretch it, mold it, do what I want with it to form something of my mental space into something new, something different. I want to sculpt. That's what I want to use my mental energy on.
All right. Now that you've had that meandering walk through 7 different things, let's try again. Now, some of those weren't bad, but tell me one thing. One clear answer.
I would like to sculpt, and to do that, I need to think.
Sculpt what?
I want to sculpt my spiritual energy.
Okay. So, I want you to take a look out there. We have a key techniques pavilion. We have a mental energy techniques pavilion. We have a life force techniques pavilion. Can you tell me which pavilion we are mysteriously lacking, Junior Booba? Hmm? Take a gander, a guess.
I think we're missing a. Yeah, no, that's fair.
There's a reason we do not have a spiritual energy techniques pavilion. It is dangerous. It is restricted techniques. That's the sort of things that you can find examples of in the top of the tiered library. That is the beginning to necromancy. That is the beginning to techniques that bind the soul of others.
Necromancy.
There is one elder in the sect who can and will teach you spiritual energy techniques. He's located in the clan headquarters, backed, locked off from you by 10 complete missions in the mission hall. And he is going to, if he ever teaches you, put a binding chain on your spirit to prevent you from abusing the techniques he gives you. It will be oppressive. It will be annoying. And it will be unrealistic for you to be successful. But he's there if you want to go learn it. You don't need mental energy to do it. Mental energy does mental energy things, not spiritual energy things. You don't need to use it as a tool to manipulate another energy type altogether.
Right. Interesting.
If you want to use mental energy as a scholar to study spiritual energy, I will welcome you happily into my halls. We can turn you into a badass scholar, studying and researching and finding out the secrets of these energy types as you flex that brain of yours and you get out, squeeze out more information. You compare and contrast and do experiments and learn from the research from the library.
Hmm.
You won't be shit in a fight, and you'll be a trash cultivator. But we can make you a great researcher if that's what you want.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Hmm. Well, if I want to be a researcher, I mean, maybe there's some missions. You could do for that. I could also take the 10 missions and just go collect herbs. It's 10 completions is what I just heard, right, John? It's not doesn't
That's
matter.
exactly correct. You can just go do 10 weeks of I collect herbs. It will
Yeah.
be easy. It will be straightforward. You won't get very many spirit tokens, or you won't get very many clan tokens from it, but I don't think you have plans to buy anything anyway.
Uh
But that's 2.5 months of just
Collecting
effectively
herbs.
bitch duty
Yeah.
as a sign of your loyalty to the clan.
All right. I see that path forward. It's definitely an option. I'm just trying to rethink of like how do I want to play this for future wise? Present wise, I need to make a decision.
There's no real rush, especially if you want to take some time to just ponder it. I imagine we are going to be here for a long time, because I know Christian at least has plans to talk to every individual PC that he can
Hmm.
find before he spends more than the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That this is the time to gather information the slow way, talking to NPCs and figuring out what you want to do. whether you want to pick up secrets to take back or develop a whole new build entirely. You can speed through it like Evan did and get some really solid stuff out of it. I don't know. Evan doesn't know how much of what he'll be able to keep from what he's developing here in terms of these skills, but it is non-zero, which is already a lot. They're not weak skills.
So one thing I could do, we talked about it before, Hollow the Body is something I could do for recovery, right? For wound recovery.
Yep, Hollow the Body teaches stuff like that. It would be the equivalent of, in modern system terminology.
Yeah.
Let me give you some examples from each of them, because there are 3 different directions that you could use to heal wounds.
Yeah.
Hollow the Body is going to teach you regen boosters, passive stuff like mute, the equivalent of. Life Force techniques are going to teach you things like I multiply all of my resource multiplication by like 5 times because I just killed something, or
Mhm.
I have eaten a shitload of food, or I have bled, and after I bleed, I use that technique to actually heal back more wounds than I took bleeding. And then, of course, you have the Hall of Healing, which is usually using a combination of a shitload of different techniques to just directly recover life force. So the equivalent of the healing tree in the system.
Yeah.
So all 3 of them can do the task of recover life force.
Yeah.
You just need to decide which one is most suitable for you. Hall the Body is mostly passive. Life force techniques are mostly active. Hall of Healing is a grab bag.
Yeah. My thought process is mostly I've gotten myself some blood magic. It will allow me to get some mental energy. I have a recovery for my health, which is then going to give me more mental energy over time. This is pre-system. I don't think the debuff is in place where I can't heal myself magically. Um,
That's correct.
and then I can use Hall of the Mind, become a kick-ass researcher, and then learn everything in the library itself to bring back with me. Um,
Or you could go the route of doing missions and trying to get the attention of the spiritual energy elder.
yeah. And honestly, that one might be like it might have the best gains, but it's also just a mystery of like what I could do with it. Um,
One thing that you can say for absolute sure, that you know without a shadow of a doubt,
yeah.
the system is a spiritual energy technique.
Yeah. Oh, a 3, eh? Okay. I think that's That's a good choice for me. I'm gonna sleep on it though. Um, but honestly, I think digging down and trying to go for some higher up master is the best way to go about it, especially early on. I could continue to wait out my time, but the sooner the better. Um, Especially if it's going to take 10 of my rolls for 10 weeks of worth of um, chits. Um, I suppose if I did better mission halls instead of just the gathering ones, I maybe get some better things out of it. But I don't really have the
You haven't developed any of the skills. If Evan wanted to go to
exactly.
the mission hall at his current
Yeah.
level of combat, he could go out beast hunting
Oh yeah.
very
Or
successfully.
I'd go to the Hunter's Lodge or maybe something along those lines as well. The only other one that would be interesting is like a 2-for-1. Do some Hall of the Mind stuff first, get some research going, um, and then like do mission hall stuff for research. Did I see anything when I was looking at the research hall? I mean, the mission hall for that kind of stuff. Like,
You
was there
saw
any
some minor
scholars?
options for scribes, not
Yeah,
scholars. There aren't
gotcha,
any
gotcha.
missions to research anything, but you could
Yeah,
work if you got enough respect. You could work in the library copying documentation instead.
right. And that would be a one way to gain lore or read more things about what's happening in this area, and also get chits for the missions.
Wouldn't be that much more chits than gathering, but
Yeah,
like you said, it has the other benefits.
yeah. Though I don't know what kind of gathering would come about. Maybe I'd learn some things about herbs or uh, different things outside of the mountain. Maybe that's one way to kind of expand upon that. Or it could just be like you said. Maybe I'd have to try it out. Maybe there might be a luck roll. Not sure. But like I said, something to think about. So I'm not going to make a decision right now, and it's like 10:48 for me. So I think I'm going to uh, say goodnight to you.
Alrighty then, Johnny. Thanks for jumping in. Feel free to take a look at my D&D availability. Set
Yep.
up a schedule for next time you want to jump in and do history dungeon progression. You can do it alone, or somebody else can jump in and join you, just like what happened here with Evan.
Yeah, and Evan has a fair amount of his done already, right? So
Yep. All right, Johnny. Thanks for jumping in. I'm going
are
to
you
move
guys going to
back over.
continue doing stuff?
I am going to continue doing stuff for probably another 30 minutes with Evan.
Okay.
Call it good.
I'll just leave it going on for another 30 then.
Okay. I'll kick it out when we're done.
Oh, sounds good.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night.
Alrighty, Evan. Are you ready to take a look at the senior combat pavilion? Glubdubbers? All right, Evan. If you're here, I'll be right back. All right, Evan, you back? This literally weighs more than he does.